Tēnā koutou e te whānau o Auckland Unitarians, me ngā Unitarians o te ao. Tēnā koutou i ngā manuhiri, nau mai, haere mai ki tēnei whare tapu. Meri kirihi meti ki a koutou. Merry Christmas to all and welcome to our annual Christmas Eve Candlelight service. My name is Rachel Mackintosh and I have the honour of leading the service this evening. We are delighted that you have chosen to share this special service with us, one we have celebrated 124 times since the doors first opened in 1901. And in more recent times, we have also taken to live streaming around the globe. To those who are joining us from a distance, welcome. To those who are here physically, we hope you'll stay after the service to share a light festive supper with us, catch up with old friends and maybe make some new ones. A couple of housekeeping items first. Before we start, could you please make sure that your phones are on silent? Should the need arise, there is a toilet in the entrance foyer where you came in, and if there's a queue out there, there are more toilets downstairs. You follow the green running person and go down the stairs. In the case of an emergency that requires evacuation, please use the door you entered by, or you can go downstairs and the exit signs are well lit. And we do have sand buckets in case there's a fire. This building has been open since 1901 and knows fires so far. So that's the housekeeping. And now concerning the reason you came tonight. Tonight, service acknowledges the roots of our Unitarian faith by celebrating the Christmas story and reflects for us how that commemoration of a Middle Eastern event can settle here in Aotearoa at the time of summer solstice. Christmas is an inclusive celebration offering joy, peace, hope and goodwill to everyone. Be you Christian, secular humanist, pagan, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, something else, or none of the above. We gather tonight in the wake of a mass killing at Bondi Beach at a Hanukkah celebration, a mass killing done in the name of religion. Religion that should be about community and growth, on that occasion was about division and violence. As part of the healing of the world from that action, this building was host to an interfaith vigil just 3 days ago on the last day of Hanukkah, and our chalice table bore a menorah where people of all Abrahamic faiths and one Unitarian lit the Hanukkah candles. Christmas is an inclusive celebration. Our New Zealand Christmas tree, the Pohutukawa, in magnificent red bloom at this time, is something we have adapted to Christmas. While we may know of the Roman adaptation of the well-known pagan celebration of Saturnalia to Christmas, we may not know that in Te Ao Māori, the red of the Pohutukawa bloom represents not feasting and plenty, but rather the blood of demigod Tāwhaki, who fell to a grisly death from heaven. And so, who can say what passes through our hearts on Christmas Eve? Strange thoughts, indefinable emotions, sudden tears. Christmas Eve is a time to be quietly glad. It is a time to wonder, to give thanks. A time of quiet awakening to beauty that still lives on through the strife of a war-torn world. Christmas Eve is also a time for memories and remembering. For some, the memories are of loved family members who have died, and the festive season makes the pain of those losses ever more real. For others, the memories are of happier times than we know now, felt as the anguish of broken relationships the insecurity of employment, the anxiety of illness or poor health, or the emptiness of loss after natural or climate change disaster. All these feelings can be with us on this night as we gather in this sacred space, surrounded by candles shining brightly as the dark night approaches. Here, we are safe to feel what we feel, to acknowledge our sadness, to share our concern, to release our anger, to face our emptiness, and still to know that goodness or God, by whatever name or experience, is made present in the caring thoughts and deeds of others. So let us be, and share, and remember, and receive, assured that we are not alone in our life experiences. To every one of you, you are precious and you are welcome. May this celebration of new life and of hope contribute to your healing and enhance your joy. I now invite you to stand in body or in spirit to sing Joy to the World. Be forewarned, the words may be unfamiliar if you are used to purely Christian celebrations. And now, as I light our Unitarian chalice, I invite Maria to come up and say the words.
All around the world, the light of honest thought shines, showing people the path to their own authentic faith. All around the world, the warmth of community glows, drawing people in from loneliness and estrangement. All around the world, the flame of justice burns, inspiring people to acts of faith-filled courage. Here too, may the light and warmth of this chalice be to us a beacon of truth, generosity, and compassion, that we may learn the ways of faith and love.
Now I invite you again to stand in body or in spirit to sing Angels We Have Heard on High. more than one way to recognise the gift of life among us, and we may experience joys both extravagant, Gloria in excelsis Deo, and modest. Now David Fougere will read from New Zealand poet R.A.K. Mason, A World Away from the Northern Hemisphere and from Carols in Grand Settings.
His body doubled under the pack that sprawls untidily on his old back. The cold, wet, deadbeat plods up the track. The cook peers out. Oh, curse that old lag. Here again, with his clumsy swag made of dirty old turnip bag. Bring him in, cook, from the grey level sleet. Put silk on his body, slippers on his feet. Give him fire and bread and meat. Let the fruit be plucked and the cake be iced. The bed be snug and the wine be spiced in the old cove's nightcap, for this is Christ.
Thank you, David. Now we have another joy, and we appreciate a performance. Caitlin Smith will sing for us, O Holy Night. Thank you. I now invite Leo Boyd to come up and read a story by New Zealand author and poet Joy Cowley. This is The Fish.
I'm not used to this one. I'll do my phone. All right. I said I'd tell you about the fish. Well, summer was early that year. There was no going to town on Christmas Eve because of the hay, you see. Mum was driving the tractor, Dad was on the trailer, and us 5 kids were helping Uncle Pete load the hay. Hard work in the heat, bales like big Weet-Bix tied with green twine. We had tough hands, but the strings still cut deep. And there were thistles to be dug out of fingers. Boy, were we pleased to see Uncle Pete's wife, Auntie Rōmata, bouncing across the paddocks on her motorbike. It was a BSA Bantam with a spring clip on the carrier and a box with 2 flagons of lemon cordial and some sandwiches. And I forget what else. No, not the fish. I'm coming to that. So we all sat in the microcarpet shade, us kids still moaning about town. It was the shopping, you see. We hadn't bought anything for Mum and Dad. The tree was up in the bay window. We made our own decorations. Ping pong balls painted with glitter, silver bells from milk bottle tops, crepe paper streamers. But what about the presents? It was all right for our parents. They'd got the stuff. For us kids, weeks before. We'd seen the parcels at the back of the garage. It was them who were going to miss out. So I said we should all drive down to town when the hay was finished. But Mum said we'd be too tired. Oh, forget it, said Dad. Getting the hay in the barn's the best present you could give us. Uncle Pete and Auntie Roy said, yeah, too right. But they didn't understand how us kids felt. You couldn't put the hay under the tree with a card, Merry Christmas, Mum and Dad. They were spot on, though, about us being tired. We didn't get the last bales in until dark, and by then we were just about asleep on our feet. If I remember rightly, I didn't even get into my pyjamas. The fish? No, I haven't forgotten about the fish. We're coming to that. I guess we woke up early. Well, kids always do, don't they? Our toys were by the tree, and they were corker. Mum and Dad had gone around the auction mart, bought second-hand stuff and cleaned it up. I got a toolkit with real tools and a pump-action oil can. The others had a bike, a scooter, cricket set, a music box. Mum got some of us to help her pod the peas. My sisters sang, while shepherds watched their socks by night, or seated on the ground, a cake of Lifebuoy soap came down, and soapsuds splashed around. Mum told them off, but she wasn't really mad. It was when she opened the meat safe that she got upset. No fridge in those days, you see. And with the hot weather, the leg of lamb for Christmas dinner was as high as a kite. It smelt like it had been lying in the paddock for 3 weeks. Poor Mum. She threw the stinking meat out to the dogs and said, that's it, I give up. Dad put his arm around her. He'd kill another sheep, he said. He'd shoot a couple of ducks. We could have dinner later. But Mum wouldn't cheer up. You know, while they were talking, there was a knock on the back door. I went out And there in the porch was this little kid with a sugar sack in his arms. Honest, he could hardly hold it. His skinny brown legs were bowed with the weight. I waited for him to say something. He didn't. We just looked at each other. Wait a minute, I lost myself. Then he pushed the sack at me. For your mum and dad, he said. I tell you, I nearly dropped it. There was something inside, heavy, kind of floppy. The kid walked backwards across the veranda, then turned and ran over the paddocks. I put the sack down and opened it. Yes, it was the fish. A huge thing, blue and silver, and still wet and smelling of the sea. Well, you should have seen my mum and dad. Oh, sorry. Well, you should have seen my mother. Dad too. They couldn't believe it. Dad thought the boy was someone staying with Pete and Rawnata, and he phoned them to thank them. Uncle Pete said he didn't know anything about it. Oh, come off it, man, he said. You think if I got a fish like that, I'd give it away? So, we never found out who the kid was or where the big fish came from. Like I said, it was fresh caught. And the sea was 30 miles away. All I know is we had a 14-pound snapper with peas and new potatoes from the garden. And it was the best Christmas dinner I ever tasted.
Leo's messed with my iPad. So there'll be a short pause. I do know what I'm going to introduce, but I want to get the details right. So we now enjoy some more special music with Chris Breeden on the French horn, accompanied by Frank on piano, which is a medley of 4 traditional Christmas carols arranged for horn and piano by Dr. Janet Jennings. Now I invite Barbara Tomberson to come and read a poem of hope and life. Barbara.
This is a poem by a longtime Unitarian, Sophia Leon Faz, called For So the Children Come. For so the children come, and so they have been coming. Always in the same way they come, born of the seed of man and woman. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses. No wise men see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Fathers and mothers, sitting beside their children's crib, feel glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will this life end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, and a time for worshiping.
Jesus is known by many as Lord or King. He was not a safe fairy tale king removed from us in a castle with his image on coins, keeping the established order. He was not a safe person. He was a fierce and subversive teacher who challenged the military might of occupying Rome and stood instead for peace. He spoke and ate and travelled with outcasts. He fed them. Our next hymn is a familiar tune, usually matched with the safe image of the baby in a manger. This evening's song, though, speaks to us of children who are outcasts, who need leadership from adults that is risky, not safe, that challenges our modern-day Romes. In our church this year, we've considered how to make this country somewhere safe for modern-day refugees. Please stand as you're able to sing the carol of the refugee children. Now Peter Kennedy will read Nativity, another poem by Joy Cowley, and we may contemplate how love can guide us in all things.
Look now, it is happening again. Love, like a high spring tide, is swelling to fullness and overflowing the banks of our small concerns. And here again is the star, that white flame of truth, blazing the way for us through a desert of tired words. Once more come the music, angel song that lifts our hearts and tunes our ears to the harmony of the universe, making us wonder how we ever could have forgotten. And now the Magi within us gathers up gifts of gold and myrrh, while that other part of ourselves, the impulsive, reckless shepherd, runs helter-skelter with arms outstretched to embrace the wonder of it all. We have no words to contain our praise. We ache with awe, we tremble with miracle, as once again, in the small, rough stables of our lives, Christ is born.
Our next carol, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, was written by Unitarian minister Edward Sears in 1849. Sears' context was the social strife that plagued America as the Civil War approached. He focuses not on the birth of Jesus, but the message of the angels, peace and goodwill to all. Now, to a world still torn by strife, let us stand in body or in spirit to sing and act like the angels.
All
And now Tess Brotherson will show us some social reality as she reads the poem by Norma Faber, The Queens Came Late.
The queens came late, but the queens were there, with gifts in their hands and crowns in their hair. They'd come, these three, like the kings from far, following, yes, that guiding star. They'd left their ladles, linens, looms, their children playing in nursery rooms, and told their sitters, take charge, for this is a marvelous sight we must not miss. The queens came late, but not too late, to see the animals, small and great, feathered and furred, domestic and wild, gathered to gaze at a mother and child. And rather than frankincense and myrrh and gold for the babe, they brought for her, who held him a homespun gown of blue, and chicken soup with noodles too, and a lingering, lasting cradle song. The queens came late and stayed not long, for their thoughts already were straining far, past manger and mother and guiding star, and a child aglow as a morning sun, toward home and children and chores undone.
Christmas is a time when we are called to be particularly generous to those in need. This year, our koha will be given to two organisations that we have an ongoing commitment to. Half will go to Merge Cafe, a place on Karangahape Road, where anyone can get a meal, whether or not they have the money to pay. And half will go to Rainbow Youth, an organisation for queer youth who are currently under international threat from the forces of conservatism. Our management committee has pledged to match dollar for dollar, so please be as generous as you can. And Edmund Wong, our guest guitarist for this service, guest organist, sorry, Edmund, guitar, organ. Our guest organist for this service will play Hark the Herald Angels Sing as we take the collection. Down under, during Auckland's winter, we don't have blizzards, and we certainly don't have them at Christmas. But many people in our congregation are transplants from the Northern Hemisphere. And those of you who are, you might not miss the hassle of white Christmas, but winter Christmas is still a part of our story. I invite Ted Zorn, who hails originally from a land where they do get blizzards, to read a passage from Garrison Keillor's book, The Christmas Blizzard.
His phone rang. It was his cousin Liz in Loose Leaf, North Dakota. "Do you have a minute?" she said. "What is it?" "You're in a rush. I can hear it. Listen, I'll send you a text message. Just tell me what's wrong. It's nothing important, so don't get all het up." "About what?" "Listen, Jimmy, I can tell I've upset you. I'll call back when you've settled down." "What's going on?" "So you didn't hear about Daddy?" "What about Uncle Earl?" I shouldn't even say. He didn't want you to know." "No, what?" "It's nothing. He's old. Everything comes to an end. There are no guarantees. We'll deal with it. You've got enough to worry about." "Tell me what's going on, Liz." I shouldn't have said anything. He had to go into the hospital on Tuesday." "What's wrong?" "Daddy told me not to call you because he knew you'd be upset. I'm sorry I opened my mouth." James took the phone in his right hand and whacked the table 4, 5, 6 times and then said, "Liz, if you don't stop beating around the bush, I'm going to fly up there and give you a Dutch rub. Remember the Dutch rub, Liz? It stings. I can make you cry." "His left eyeball fell out," said Liz. "His eyeball fell out?" It was only his left one. He was watching the Lawrence Welk Christmas special on TV, and Bobby and Betty did a beautiful tap dance to "Oh Holy Night." And Daddy got weepy and rubbed his eye, and it just fell out. It was hanging by the optic. He has skin cancer, and it spread to his eyes, but they popped it right back in. He's fine, no problem. He didn't want me to call you and bother you. Oh, my God. Anyway, could you call him and cheer him up a little? You know he thinks the sun rises and sets on you, and he still talks about the time you flew out here for his birthday. When was that? 10 years ago? Anyway, it would mean the world to him, and frankly, I shouldn't say this, but I don't know as he'll make it to Christmas. And then she broke down and cried and hung up. Not like Liz to fall apart like that, she being a member of the National Rifle Association and all. That's how James Sparrow, successful Chicago CEO, who would rather go to Hawaii and forget about Christmas, ends up flying to Loose Leaf, North Dakota, only to be stuck there in a Christmas blizzard. And of course, that's where he learns the true meaning of Christmas. In a fishing hut on a frozen lake, when an old Chinese man tells him what a difference in the universe his trip to North Dakota made. The old Chinese man says, "Your trip to Loose Leaf has resulted in much good. You have cheered up your uncle who was descending towards death and is now having a last encore of pleasure before he leaves." "When will he die?" said James. "Tuesday. And you made peace with your cousin, whom you dislike, and you fought your other cousin to a draw, and that was good for her soul to be withstood. She's had it all her way for most of her life. And now there's a little hole in her roof, and she can view the sky. Any way you can offer a fellow being a new prospect is a kindness. But the loveliest was your $20 tip for Mert, who was embarrassed by the generosity and meant to run after you and give it back. But the truth is, she's short on cash. And there is nothing shameful about need or about what satisfies it. We give and we take. She takes your money, which she needs, to buy a Frank Sinatra CD, Songs for Lovers, and a pack of Camels and a bottle of beer for her old Aunt Lois, who needs to feel 26 again and dancing at the Spanish Gardens Ballroom in Santa Barbara with Jack McCloskey, the textile salesman and her first true love, the night they necked in his pink convertible, with the night breeze rich with eucalyptus and palm, And though she knew she was not long for his arms, still he was gentle and sweet to her and told her he loved her over and over as he made love to her, which at 26 she had never experienced before. And so this was a revelation that despite the sarcasm of her sisters and the harsh remarks of her mother, Lois, Lois could be loved. And now, years later, listening to Mr. Sinatra and smoking a cigarette in her upstairs bedroom, she will call up Jack, who is 78 years old and in poor health in a care center in Provo, Utah, which Mert located via the internet, and Aunt Lois will tell Jack McCloskey that the memory of that January night remains a lamp in her heart. And this kind word, after years of sodden despair, will illuminate his night and move him to finally and absolutely sign over his wealth to the Jeremiah program for single mothers, and thereby vast goodness will be achieved. The old Chinese man smiled for the first time in his monologue. So you see what you've done, Mr. Sparrow. More than you know. What about Christmas? James asks. What about it? It's a nice day. Take a long walk. Sing more and talk less.
Now, does everybody have a candle? Do the people who come in late get a candle? If you didn't, please go and get one from the Mary's in the black top will get you one. And what I ask is that everybody bring your candle and your order of service and form a circle round the edge of the church outside the chairs. And if you don't wish to stand, please move to the outside edge of a row so that you can be included in our closing ceremony. Can you come around the back of the chalice table and then I can be in the circle too? Thanks. And it makes the circle a bit bigger. So these are the instructions. Oh yeah, Kate's got some. Spread out. Shuffle along. So please listen to these instructions. We are about to do a meditation, and during that meditation the light will be passed from the chalice in both directions around the circle. To do this safely, the person with the unlit candle should hold it up. Can you just turn the light back on for a second? The person with the unlit candle should hold it up. The person with the lit candle should hold it upright, and the person with the unlit candle light it from there. And so now, if you could turn out the lights. Let us be still in the darkness of our sacred space and listen to the quiet around us. For even in the quiet and the motorbike, there is the gentle being with others. Now we will light our circle of candles in silence. So those on either side of the chalice, please light your candles and each share yours with the person next to you. During this time, Edwin will play softly, but please don't sing yet. We will sing once we have a full circle. And apart from the organ music, we will continue in silence. Let us feel the warmth of our community, knowing we are not alone, for in the quiet shadow is the glow of life within all. Let us know in the darkness the gift each candle bears, a small flame, a diminutive light, yet the wondrous gift to kindle another's glow. Let us be in awe at this moment as we each take up the flame and the light envelops this room, as hope for peace and goodwill fill this night. So may it be. We close this ritual by singing in our circle of candlelight. The week before Christmas in 1818 in Oberndorf, a village near Salzburg in Austria, the village church's organ broke. Determined to have music for Christmas Eve, the church's young assistant minister, Joseph Moore, took a poem he had written about the Nativity to the village schoolmaster and church organist Franz Gruber. Gruber set Moore's words to music, and in the village church of St. Nicholas on Christmas Eve, 1818, Silent Night was sung for the first time to the accompaniment of guitars. Maybe that's why I got Edmund's instrument wrong. So we close this ritual of light by singing Silent Night. It speaks of the mysterious and wonder of new life. It reminds us every year that life, every life, is sacred and worthy of protection, respect, and love. May we also be touched by the mystery. Let us sing Silent Night. You may now blow out your candle and return to your seat. Could we have a light on at the back? Now, Kate Lewis will read our closing words, after which we have a postlude which we can all sing. It's in your order of service, and it's to put us in the mood for our supper.
The Work of Christmas Begins by Howard Thurman. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, then the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal those broken in spirit, to feed the hungry, to release the oppressed, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among all peoples, to make a little music with the heart, and to radiate the light of Christ. Every day, in every way, in all that we do and in all that we say, then the work of Christmas begins.
So please stand in body or in spirit to sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Thanks everybody, and thanks to those of you watching from afar. For those in the building, we will need to move some chairs out of the way, and Viv is in the back with all the supper, and we probably need a couple of people to bring some tables down. Kia ora. Oh, and Mary is standing at the back with a box, so please return your candles to Mary.